Hey, Teddy K here for Best Buy Plugin, and in this video review we take a look at Amazon Alexa, the popular voice assistant, and some of the devices that have it built in. So Alexa's finally made it to Canada, and even though it took a few years to finally get here, there is a bit of a maturation process that's gone on since then. So you're getting somewhat of a finished product, but really this is a work in progress that's going to take some time for it to reach any kind of serious maturation. I'm not saying that to be a detractor, but more so that Alexa is, like any voice assistant, including Google Home, which I also reviewed, something that is going to get better over time. So in looking at what this voice assistant is capable of, I'm going to start first with the speakers. So you have three lines of Echo. So there's the Echo Plus, and the Echo Dot. Of the three, the main difference is with the Dot in that it's a puck-shaped, very small device that you can use on its own, although the speaker is not very good at all, and you can pair it with a Bluetooth speaker or just plug into another speaker through the aux-in connection, so that way you get better audio. The Plus and the regular Echo are very similar, the one main difference being the ZigBee integration with the Plus. I'll just get to that in a second. The two are essentially the same otherwise. The Plus is a slightly bigger tweeter, but otherwise the speakers are more or less the same. So ZigBee, what's ZigBee? Now ZigBee is a wireless protocol that's widely used in smart home products, and it's an open standard, so a lot of people do support it, a lot of companies do support it with their products. What it does in this case is that it allows the Plus to communicate with a compatible smart home product without the need for some sort of a hub or a bridge. So I'll use the Philips Hue lights as a good example. Those generally use a bridge that is attached to a router. It's connected to a router that then communicates. So the bridge then communicates to the bulbs. With the Plus and ZigBee, the bridge is eliminated and you would be able to communicate to the bulbs directly. So you would then be able to buy a Plus and buy light bulbs at the same time without a bridge and have them work through voice. So what can you do with this voice assistant? Well, let's go through some examples. I should note though that before I do that phrasing does matter. So how you say something really makes a difference. Amazon has added some instructions and tutorials in just basically writing out some of the things that you can say. You of course can also say, Alexa, what can I say?
You can tell me to turn up the volume, play music, create a to-do list, or look up a topic on Wikipedia. To find out more, check out the Things to Try page in the Alexa app.
So just like she said, you can go to that and check out things that you can do. Bear in mind here that this is a learning process that does take time. You're not going to be mastering Alexa over the course of a week at all. It's just going to take some time before you get there. But the discovery process is actually kind of neat, because once you figure out that you've gotten into a bit of a routine, it can actually be pretty cool. So I'm going to go over some other examples. So again, phrasing matters. So if I were to say, Alexa, turn on my bar lights.
A few things share that name. Which one did you want?
Bar.
Okay.
So if I were to phrase that slightly differently, it might not get it, right? But notice there that it asked me to specify where I was talking about. If I had phrased it slightly differently, it might not have asked me that follow-up question, right? This is a bit hit or miss. So even in my example now, I may not be able to recreate all the different examples that I've encountered all this time. I mean, I've been using Alexa now for almost a year, just about a year actually. And I've seen some improvement along the way, but certainly I am still learning also that certain phrasing just doesn't work. More than often though, you will get something that you're looking for. So I could say, Alexa, what is the weather forecast for Toronto tomorrow?
Here's the forecast for tomorrow in Toronto, Ontario. Look for snowy weather with a high of -1 and a low of -2.
Okay. Or I could say, Alexa, when is the next Toronto Raptors game?
The Raptors will play this Saturday at 5 p.m. at home against the 76ers.
Okay. So notice that those are contextual questions. Well, one of them was, as far as where I was located. The other was simply asking about a sports team. So you can go either way. Like I could ask about any sports team and when they play. I could find out a score. I could find out what the traffic situation is based on where I live as well. There's a number of different things that I could do. I could ask for, if I've given it reminders to remind me, it can run those down for me too. It could even run down a list that I've made as well. So I've made a shopping list. I can add items to that list as I go along, not all in one shot. There is a mute button on each Echo device so that you can keep Alexa quiet when you want to. And sometimes you will want to, because there will be those random times where you don't think you said that name, but you did. It just happens, but you can always mute it by pressing the physical button. Now, music. This is a big one. And if you're a Spotify subscriber, you're going to love this because the integration is really good. It will know the playlist you created. You can name an artist and a song that you want to hear at any time, on demand, on request, even an album. Or you can just say something like, hey, play music from the 90s. And it will. So it's very cool. That's probably the streaming service I would say it integrates best with, even though Prime Music is supported as well. It's just the Prime Music library is not on par with Spotify's. So the fact that you can get to even remixes, let's say, of a specific song in Spotify is really, really nice. The problem is that it doesn't integrate very well with the other streaming music platforms. So if you're an Apple Music subscriber or even Google Play Music, you're not really going to get very far with this, which is unfortunate, but that's just how it is. With radio, on the other hand, I find way better results, simply because it just feels a little bit more universal, right? So TuneIn is supported, and as are a number of radio stations or internet radio outlets that make their skills available through the Alexa app. A couple of things that I think are also pretty interesting to note. You can make phone calls with the Echo products. So because it ties into your contact list from your phone, you can call someone from your contact list or just dial a number and it'll make the call. And because there's a far field microphone at work here, you can be halfway across the room and the caller would be able to hear you quite well. I tried it and I was actually impressed by the results. So you have that as something that a third-party speaker actually can't do. So Sonos One or an Ultimate Ears Mega Blast, two third-party speakers that support Alexa out of the box because they have it built in, they can't do that feature. Another thing that I was disappointed to see that the Sonos One in particular could not do was to play ambient sounds. This is a really cool thing that I really liked a lot about the Echo products. In particular is that I could say, Alexa, play fireplace sounds. And it's not just fireplace. It can be waterfall, rain, thunderstorm, white noise, what have you. There are at least dozens, if not hundreds, of these types of ambient sounds available through the app. And you just add the skill through the app, and then you can add it by voice. But the Sonos One, to this point, and as of this review, doesn't seem to play them. It's almost like it thinks it's playing them, but no audio actually comes out. Strangely, though, if you have a multi-room audio setup with Sonos, you could push it from the Sonos One to another Sonos speaker and it'll play. So if I were to say, Alexa, open fireplace sounds in living room, and it would play on the Sonos speaker that I have in there. If I were to make a recommendation as to getting started here, the Echo Dot would be the easiest because that's the cheapest cost of entry and you can use it with an existing speaker. And if you like what you see or what you hear, you can always upgrade to something else. One cool thing I should say is that you can use an Echo Dot with a Sonos Play 5. So if you already have a Play 5, get an Echo Dot, plug it in with the aux-in cable, and you actually can use the Sonos as a speaker that way. It's very cool. You also have the option to go with an Echo or an Echo Plus if you want sound, let's say in the bedroom. You don't necessarily want the greatest speaker in the world, but you want something pretty good, and you want the ability to connect and to make calls and to do all those extra things that the Echo does from the comfort of a bedroom or a small room. I would go with an Echo Plus or a regular Echo in that case. And that's my review of Amazon Alexa and, to some extent, the Echo products. For Best Buy Plugin, I'm Teddy K. Thanks for watching.